For my time with you today, I have a story from the Jewish tradition. It embodies the term Tikum Olum, which means repairing the world. Because right now, we need this. We look at the world around us and we see that it is deeply in need of repair. And we need to hear this message that tells us that we have to take responsibility for ourselves and that each of us must do our part in our own time. So let's listen to this story about the shattering of the vessels from the Kabbalah. The shattering of the vessels, a story from the Jewish tradition from the Kabbalah by Amy Petrie Shaw. At the beginning of time, before anything at all existed, love was there, and it filled everything in the whole universe. But love was bored and lonely. There was no one to love. So one day, love decided to make a world. First, it took a deep breath. Can you take a deep breath with me too? And it breathed in and more until it took the deepest breath ever. And it was so squished, it squeezed out all the darkness. And the darkness was all around, thick and shiny and black. It was beautiful, but now love couldn't see anything. Love waved its arms and its legs, but the darkness was everywhere. I have to do something about this, said love. It thought for a minute and tried to think of the most wonderful and beautiful thoughts ever. Love thought harder and harder, and all of a sudden love called out, "I want light," and pop! All of the warm and wonderful and beautiful thoughts exploded outward in 10 different directions and shaped themselves into 10 glowing balls. Each ball was filled with a spinning lump of pure light and warmth. Some of the spare good thoughts that couldn't quite fit in the glass became dust and water vapor, and seeds and molecules that could form animals. And love said, "This is amazing. I better make something for the light to shine on." So it waved its arms and kicked its legs, and all of the dust and water vapor and molecules that had been scattered around when the glass balls formed began to form into another huge ball, this one of dirt and water and plants and animals. Love called this Earth. The 10 balls of light started towards Earth, and if they had made it there in one piece, the entire planet would have looked the way love wanted it to. But the glass balls were too fragile to contain such a strong, powerful, and wonderful good. They broke open and scattered, and all the good thoughts scattered too, and flew out like sparks, and they were scattered around like sand and like seeds and like stars. Those sparks fell everywhere on Earth in tiny bits instead of big clumps like love intended. "Oh no," said love, "I'm too big. I'll never be able to find out where all those little sparks went. I have to make one more thing." So love waved its arms and kicked its feet one last time, and people appeared on the earth. They didn't know it, but they were created for one job: to find these sparks, these tiny bits of wonderful goodness, and to bring them together again in big clumps. When there are enough clumps there, I will recreate the big glass containers to hold them, and this time I will set it down a little more carefully, said love. So all of us, from the time we are born, have a job, and that job is to help each other to find more good and warmth and wonderful things in the world. And if we do that, we are fixing the world.